cry. Every single one of you cry. Get it out. I don't like this motherfucking moon. Particularly.
Welcome to New Earth. Congratulations on graduating from the Matrix.
I know I did my thing down on earth. I did the damn thing. I know I did my thing when I was on earth.
Welcome to New Earth. Congratulations on graduating from the Matrix.
Greetings, beautiful souls of the world. Zena E. Lecture, I am here. Yeah. Sharing these good vibes with you. Y'all, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Bitch ass moon we got going on right motherfucking now. And the reason why I'm calling this moon, we're talking about the full moon, you guys. I'm sorry. I just hopped straight into how the fuck I'm feeling. We have a full moon in the wonderful, beautiful, feminine sign of Cancer. All right? You might be in your feelings right now, feeling something very deeply, very strongly. You might cry. You might shed a tear. You've probably been crying the past 2 days. Why, you might want to ask? Why you been crying the past 2 days? Because we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, meaning deep emotions, free-flowing emotions. Cancers do not hide how it is they're feeling inside. Whatever they feel, it's going to show. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, just so you know. Okay, so right now we have a full moon in the cardinal sign of Cancer. The cardinal meaning coming in the beginning of a season. Cancer kicks off summertime, right? Summertime. So that means starting stuff. Your feelings are starting to show, and these are things that you've been hiding and putting off, prolonging for a while. And because of this moon, it's no longer able to be hidden, because Cancers are very good about being transparent with how the fuck it is that they are feeling. Okay? So, Cancer rules the moon. Cancer is home in the moon. With the moon being in the sign of Cancer, they are home together. It's perfect because the moon is Cancer's ruling planet. All right, so that means we're going to be feeling what we're feeling even more so. And I had to take a moment for doing this video because I was feeling something and I had to go somewhere and feel it before I could hit record. Because y'all didn't want it had I not taken my little break. All right, so what I need for you to do is to get your birth chart. Find where Cancer is located on your birth chart. If you do not have your birth time, then Cancer will be home in the 4th house. So if you don't have your birth time, Cancer's in your 4th house. But that doesn't mean that that's where Cancer is going to be showing up in that particular area for you for this full moon. So that's the disclaimer. So moving forward. Cancer, what is this sign about? This sign is the most nurturing sign. I'm going to say the word nurture 1,000,000 times for every single house that Cancer is for every single house, right? Nurture, family, home, taking care of business, and even being the female, being in that divine feminine. So we're talking about all 12 houses right here, right today, right motherfucking now, in the sign of Cancer with the Cancer full moon transiting it. Okay, so if you got your birth chart, and let's say you see a birth chart and Cancer's in the 1st house, what is this meaning with this full moon energy? Okay, so if you have Cancer in the 1st house, this full moon is letting you know that it's time to spend some time on you, your person, your physical body. So this would be a time where you want to like nurture yourself. You might want to go get a massage, go to the spa, get a pedicure, get your hair done, nails did, everything did, because Cancer is a divine feminine. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl, man, woman, everything in between. Cancer is represents a divine feminine. It has very feminine. It's the mother, right? So sometimes moms need a break. Sometimes they need to get a makeover, right? So if you're feeling very makeover-ish, because the first house represents physical appearance, it represents the physical body, it represents how others view you, and then it represents how you feel about you, right? So right now you're feeling like, I need to nurture myself. I need to take some time. I need to maybe change my hair color. I need to do some things and switch it up a little bit different and pour into self. If you have Cancer in the first house, this moon is telling you to pour into self, to nurture self. If Cancer is in your second house, this full moon is telling you it's time to make some investments in your family. It's time to put some money away for other things. This would be the time where you and your partner could be discussing, hey, maybe we need a college fund for, the kids, or hey, maybe we need to invest in actual property for the home. Maybe this time you're looking for a new place to stay. It could be a home, a house, apartment, whatever. But right now, like, the second house represents materials. It represents money, it represents finances, but it represents materials, and Cancer represents home, nurture, family, right? So the materials that you are thinking about purchasing or have purchased are things to make your home life better. This could be new furniture for the house, right? To switch it up and to add a nice feminine flair, modern feminine flair to your home situation. All right. So moving forward, if you have Cancer in your third house, this full moon is telling you to say that thing that you've been wanting to say that you don't think is popular to hear. This third house represents how we communicate. Cancers wear their emotions on their sleeves. So right now you're probably feeling the urge to have a hard conversation with somebody who doesn't want to hear what it is that you feel as if you have to say. Go ahead and say it. This moon could be inviting you to to communicate on things that represents home. If it's writing a blog, if it's writing a book, if it's doing YouTubes, to talk about how things move and groove at home. Because right now we live in a time where everybody just wants to see what everybody else is doing. It could even the mundane things. People are interested to see how other people are functioning in their lives, regardless of how regular or how irregular this life comes off. So the moon, if you have Cancer in the third house, the moon is pretty much telling you, hey, go ahead and do the thing, say the thing, share the thing, and it will be well received. So if you're feeling like starting a YouTube, writing a book, writing a blog about you as a woman, you as a mother, you as a home person, even you as a stay-at-home dad in 2025, like, these things would be well received. And I say, go ahead and do it. Say the thing, have the hard conversations, and get the emotions out, because holding in emotions is yucky. So if Cancer is home in the fourth house for you, meaning Cancer rules the fourth house. If you have Cancer in your fourth house in your birth chart, and then the moon is there in Cancer in the fourth house, in the house of, everybody's home, right? And so right now, that could be what's on your mind, is to, you want all your duckies together if you are a parent. You're checking on people. You're trying to make sure everybody's good. Hey, we just had a snowstorm. Hey, did you make it home safe? Hey, we just this and that. Hey, do y'all have everything that you need? Do we have everything that we need? So right now, your focus, your attention is actually in your home environment, your home life, trying to figure out how to make things flow. Cancer represents water. How can things flow at home easier? Can something be added? Can something be taken away? Or who could be added or who could be taken away? Just whatever that means to you. Right now, the focus is home life and taking care of those that you love. If you have Cancer in the sixth house, this full moon is saying, hey, pay attention to your health. Even more so than your health, your breast, your chest area, as well as your stomach and your intestinal tract. So at this point in time, this would be the time to get a mammogram. This would be a time to switch up your deodorant because, like breast cancers and stuff, people say comes from the aluminum in the deodorant. It goes under the armpit, it seeps into the pores. So this would be a time to kind of change up things health-wise so you can have the best effects. How are you nurturing yourself right now? How are you nurturing yourself, your health? You can't help anybody else. The sixth house is the house of service. You can't help anybody outside of you if you ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So this would be a time, like I said, even if it's something as simple as changing up your bra, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe, especially if you got, big, you know what I'm saying? And what you rocking with ain't really rocking, or maybe you want to switch from the wire bra to something with no wire because of 5G or radiation things, or maybe you want to, it's just something, but take care of this area and take care of your intestinal tract. So this would be a great time to fast. This would be a great time to just love on yourself. Take, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So if you have Cancer in the 7th house, with this full moon, it is saying to take into account your relationships. It's shining a light on your relationships. And what comes to mind is the reciprocity of each relationship. It's the give and the take of each relationship. Cancers are natural givers. They, they do for people, they do for people, they do for people, they do for people. But sometimes it's like people don't do back, people don't do back. So when it comes to your relationships, like level the playing field. This moon might be showing you where you are overexerting yourself versus where the other person is underexerting themselves. This can be a romantic relationship, it could be a business partnership, it could be anything where you're working with somebody else or a group or in a collective effort. So I would just say make sure that there's reciprocity. That's what comes to mind when it comes to Cancer in the 7th house. Moving forward. So let's say you have Cancer in the 8th house. Nurture, that nurture word. 8th house represents genitals. Make sure you are taking care of your sexual organs, your sexual health. Meaning, ladies, if you're on your cycle, make sure you plucking out them tampons, within the allotted amount of time. You're changing your stuff. Make sure you keep your environment dry and clean down there. Make sure, guys, you know what I'm saying, you're taking care of the gooch and everything under and everything outer and everything, things that I don't even know words for. Like, make sure you So Cancer in the 8th house, just making sure you're taking care, you're nurturing, you're not even the organs, but the desire as well. So if you don't have somebody, go ahead and zigga yourself, however that comes across to you, and it just is what it is. Also at this time, you might be thinking about how you can collaborate your resources with your partner's resources. This could be a time where it's just like, hey, because Cancer represents home, hey, how can we, should we, collective bank account? Should we separate bank accounts? Should we invest in this or that? But the 8th house also represents combined financial efforts. Okay? So if you have Cancer in the 9th house, this moon could be signifying that home is someplace else. Home is abroad. Home is over yonder. Home is somewhere else. And there's a longing in you to be in this place at this point in time. So if you're trying to travel, if you're trying to get your things together, even when it comes to teaching, you might feel really strongly about these things, and it's just like you feel as if you won't be complete until it's completed, right? So if you have Cancer in the 9th house, travel, philosophy, adventure, higher learning. I would say nurture those desires to explore, nurture those desires to show up and to be present, to assist other people, in the realm of teaching and showing. Okay? So if you have Cancer in the 10th house, this is to nurture the entity that is your business, to put time into stock into opening up your own business, to nurture your thoughts and your ideas and your plans to go and to be that person that you know that you are on the inside. It takes time and it takes effort and it takes planning. And when it comes to Cancers, they don't mind doing those things. They don't mind doing the step by step, the planning out that it takes to be an entrepreneur, or even a businessman or woman, which Capricorn loves, right? Is that independence and is the ability to be able to be more, right? So if you have Cancer in the 11th house, this is saying to you to take note of where you are in the collective, in your community, in your neighborhood, in your household. What is your role? The 11th house represents humanitarianism. It represents groups. It represents collaborative efforts. So nurturing your role in these things, and much like the 7th house that I spoke about, is, are you overgiving in these group efforts, in these group environments, in these these humanitarian things? Are you overstepping, or are things reciprocal, or can you show up more? So this moon might be telling you, hey, you can show up more than what you are. But also it could be saying, hey, don't push it. Take time for self. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Right? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Right. So moving forward, if you have Cancer in the 12th house, this moon is signifying to you that you can do it without it. Do what? Without what? You can get through your day without that thing. The thing. That thing. What thing? And 12th house represents addictions. This could be addiction to people, places, things. That nurture that Cancer has, it's saying that, hey, you love you. You love you. It means you can get through the day without that thing that you feel as if you need to get by, to get through the day. And or it's just shining a light. It's saying, hey, you bullshitting. You know you don't need that shit. And you're like, you know what? You're right. Or this could be a time where you want to take into account your mental and your emotional health, right? Because the 12th house represents spirituality. It also represents institutions. So sometimes you need to rest. I know people who have put themselves in institutions just so they could have a moment where nobody fucking needs them and they don't have to do anything. And they're just there in the institute, even though it's like a crazy house or whatever. But sometimes, I'm not telling you to, I'm not telling you not to, but this moon is saying, nurture your physical, spiritual, emotional well-being overall. You guys, I am Zena E. Lecture. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know if you like more videos like this where I go through the houses. Cry. Every single one of you, cry. Get it out. I don't like this motherfucking moon. Particularly. You know what I'm saying? But it serves its purpose. And I might have cried once or twice. But we good now. We good. We here. So that's it. I am Zena E. Lecture, Soul Evolutionary Guide, saying happy ascension all. Peace. Enjoy content like this? Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And if you really enjoy content like this, well, maybe you should consider buying me a coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is a website that allows viewers like you to support content creators like myself. Happy full moon.